Hey guys, this is Rocking3 bringing another live commentary Forza 5, and this is going to be a parts and tune video, and I am working on the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8. I have a 6 out there, and it was well received, but one of my subs, I'm assuming this is like a personal preference, or maybe has an Evo 8 or something, would like to see this tune on this car. One thing I will say about this particular car compared to the other Evo is I do have a different set of engine on it. This Evo 8 only had one option from an upgraded engine. It's the one with the early power range, so you have to shift really early with it. My Evo 6, you could wrap it all the way up to like 8,000. I thought I'd put this against another Evo 6 just to kind of show you the speed difference, because this particular Evo I did build for acceleration. Now, the number itself is 0.1 lower on this Evo than it is on the Evo 6, but I actually have had better times with this particular Evo over the Evo 6. It's my first race of the day, so I'm pretty slow. I'm going to give this a try again. I'm going to give this 2 laps. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's unload on it. See if we can keep it clean too. You can see the other Evo 8 that I'm running against there is just a little bit slower. And I really did go all out on the upgrades for the power on this car. So really it works really well in multiplayer. And I didn't keep it clean. It's a decent leaderboard car, but since I didn't put a lot of handling into it, it's only good on a couple of tracks. This one being that, one of them. But with that off-the-line acceleration, all-wheel drive, and the power that it has, it works really, really well in multiplayer. There we go. Finally made a decent turn out of it. You'll see that we'll catch this car again. And again, that is why it's so good in multiplayer. You can outpower people, beat them to a turn, and then stay in front of them because they can't pass you. I am all over the place this morning. Alright, let's see if we can use our power here at the end since we're pretty close to this guy. See if we can use that power to beat him to the finish line. Yep, and we got him. Horrible, horrible laps, but we will take it. Alright, we'll see you in the parts bin. Hey guys, we're back. Alright, for the parts, this is going to be a little bit different than the Evo 6. There's only one engine to choose here. So I chose that one. That's the one that has the power band. We left it all-wheel drive. That's the one that has the power band. You got to make sure you shift between $4,000 and about 5,500, 5,700 maybe. All right, and then for the engine, there's only one option, and it's removing the restrictor plates here. So we got 124 horsepower for 100 PI. So we made it as fast as we could, and if you look at the numbers, that gave us the 8.4 acceleration, 6.4 speed, that 9.8 launch. So it's a pretty good car, really good for multiplayer. I have the race brakes on, and I will have the race springs and dampers, the race roll bars front and back, and just to double check. Okay, so I did this to Make sure that the acceleration stayed at 8.4, so I don't have a roll cage. That's something, if you wanted to handle a little bit better, you could play with. And then I have the full. I do not have the full. I have the sport weight reduction. So it looks like it could go even faster, but it looks like I'm out of PI. I'm going to have the stock clutch. I'm going to have the stock transmission. I have the race drive line, and that was just a PI play, just to fill that out, and a race differential. And the tires, we had to stick with the stock tires. The reason why I want the stock tires is because you can see it does not increase the acceleration rate. It does help out the handling quite a bit, and it helps out the braking too, but I did not want to lose that 8.4 acceleration. On the front, we did an upgraded tire width of 245 40s, and on the rear we did the full width at 275 35. That was to help the handling. On this one, I think it's in this first set here. Yep, this Motive CXRs. I believe these are the lightest wheels that you can get. So I did a full weight reduction on the wheels. You can find a comparable one for that if you would like. On the upgraded front tire, we did the R18s in the front, and we did R18s in the rear, so just one bump for each of those. I will have the front Forza wing and the rear Forza wing, as I always do. Alright, so that's all the parts. That should get you the 600. Let's check out the tune. This tune will be very similar to the Evo 6, with a little bit exceptions around, probably not much actually, maybe downforce. So we have 28.5 on both front and the rear tire pressure. This is a stock transmission, so there's no adjustment to be made there. This should be similar to the Evo 6, the negative 2.1 front camber, negative 1.6 rear camber, and a 0.1 positive toe front and rear with a 5.8 caster. Anti-roll bar 23.32 in the front and 20.61 in the rear. Ran that a little bit stiffer. It's probably very similar though to the Evo 6 as well. Ran the springs a little softer, 654.4 in the front and 604.5 in the rear. And the car does not suffer from bottoming out, so 5.3 on both of those worked out just fine. These are my standard numbers around rebound. I have 9.0 in the front and 7.5 in the rear. And a little bit higher, a little bit stiffer bump stiffness in the front and the rear than I usually do, but 4.8 and 3.9. I think that was just the way that it handled over some of the rumble strips, so I stiffened them up a little bit. Downforce is full downforce in the front at 100 and 204 in the rear. You could probably play with that one a little bit more if you want to handle better, less if you want to go a little bit faster. The brake balance was a key here. I was locking them up a little bit at 53%, so I moved it down to 51%, and it seemed to have solved that issue. And my standard brake pressure at 140, of course, put whatever number you prefer there. These numbers are stock out of the box. I have 50, 0, 75, 75. This I actually take up to 75. This is usually a 75 to 80, but since I don't have race tires, or at least a decent compound tire, I had to add more towards the front. It doesn't really understeer at all, which is good news. But the 75 helps the front end. You straighten it out a lot faster because there's a little bit more towards the front. All right, that would be the parts and tune for this particular car. It's a really good multiplayer car. It's a good leaderboard car for a couple of tracks. The 24-hour Le Mans, the one that has the curves in it, not the ones with the long straightaways. And I really can't remember what the other one is, but it's something similar to that one. I think it might have been Bathurst or something like that. Because it handles pretty well but still goes pretty fast. Make sure you shift at that $4,000 to $5,500 range, and this car will be a beast for you. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.